One of these sounds cost me 1,000 extra dollars. Can you tell the difference? What's happening, guys? It's a beautiful autumn day here in Hokkaido, Sapporo, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on my motorcycle. Now, next week I have the notorious Japanese vehicle inspection coming up called the Shaken. It usually comes after every 2 years, so once every 2 years, and for that I need to do a little bit of bike prep to get it ready. Now, usually people leave this responsibility to the bike shop. They'll go ahead and prepare the bike and then take it to the inspection and get it inspected and then deliver it back to you. But that costs a bunch of money. I think it's in the realm of Junman yen, which is like about 700 quid. Seriously. But if you do it yourself, it's actually considerably cheaper, but all you got to do is be able to work on the bike, have the time to take it to the inspection, and be able to actually understand Japanese, which for me is going to be a little bit tricky, but I have that has been a huge help with this, so she's going to come along with me and we're going to do it together. In order to get the bike prepped up, I need to take the naughty parts off, mainly the exhaust that I've got on the bike. I've got some smoked side indicators that are not allowed to pass the Shaken. Also the rear smoked brake light is a no-no, so I'll be taking that off as well. Because I'll be changing the exhausts, it'll be a good opportunity to find out what the bike sounds like now with the aftermarket exhaust versus what it sounds like with the original stock exhaust on. So the system that I've got on now, it's just a slip-on system by Graves Motorsport. It was the highly recommended exhaust system on all the forums and stuff. It was about $1,200 or something at the time that I bought it, including the shipping costs and stuff here to Japan. So I'll do a quick little run up and down my street with the exhaust on, with the bike as it is now, and then I'll change the exhaust and do another little run with the stock exhaust. So let's just get cracking with it, shall we? Okay, now you can pretty much remove the exhaust by just the tools that you have in the bike itself. Get that off. Give it a little wiggle. There you go. And you can just unclip this. Alright, that comes off. Now these two things here were a little bit tricky. Oh. That should be fine, I think. It's got some fasteners at the bottom. Ooh, there you go. That's one. Okay, two. What I have to put back on. That easy, but last time we had to struggle with it, didn't we? doesn't sound completely bad. I just feel like it's been suffocated around this area. And most of the sound is coming out from the middle, the centre over here. Right, okay, so exhaust is done. Brake light, side indicators, front indicators. Now these are going to be a little tedious. Let's just get on with it. Right, so what I'll have to do is unwrap this, doctor it, connect the wires back up to the original one. It's not a plug and play, it's I'm afraid a disconnecting, connecting anything. Look how tiny and cute this is compared to the humongous beast I'm going to put on now. I hope it's not too short because it's already bloody on its last legs. Jeez, yeah, I did a bloody good job attaching it together, didn't I? Okay, black is black and brown is green. I got one of the bloody things in. Not just hideous either, they're just a nightmare to put on. The wires are really short, so I've just made do. So yeah, these panels are the most finicky part and I hate doing it. I always feel like I'm gonna break it whenever either I'm taking it off or putting it back on. Anyway, this side is done. Jesus, look how hideous that looks, man. Move over to the other side, wrap it up, put the nuts back on the rear seat, and yeah, it should be ready for the shack-end. And also an interesting thing as well, the handlebars. So let me show you. But yeah, so these are aftermarket. Now, when the bike is originally registered, I think on the registration paper it shows you the distance between the handlebar from the left to the right. Now, they must have measured it when they registered the bike from the levers as opposed to the handlebar itself, because when I went for my previous shack-in last year, they told me that the handlebars were too short from what was written on the registration paper. So I had to go and extend them. Now, I think when it was registered initially, they must have measured it from lever to lever. And then when I got these short levers, it shortened the distance significantly. So what I ended up doing was getting some handlebar extenders. So they extended it and it just literally met the threshold. So I'm gonna have to redo that again. So luckily I kept them over from last time. And yeah, we'll stick them back on. Okay, right, bloody 2.5 hours later, I think we're just about done. The original muffler is on, the side indicators, the rear indicators, the brake light, and even the handlebar extenders. Slapped them all on, took a little longer than expected. The side panel was really tedious. Every time I either take it off or put it back on, I feel like I'm gonna break it, honestly. The right panel I had to do again because once I had put it back on, the indicator wasn't working, so there must have been a loose connection somewhere. But now I've gone and fixed that. But yeah, she seems to be ready for next week. So the inspection is on Tuesday. We're on Saturday today, so yeah, let's fingers crossed. Anyway, we should go check out what she sounds like right now. One thing I can notice is that the sound is more concentrated towards the center of the body as opposed to the rear. I'm getting a little bit of vibration, but of course not as much as with the aftermarket exhausts. But it still sounds good. It doesn't sound terrible, to be honest. It might be something completely different when we do a couple of flybys, so let's go and do that now. already there before. Alright, I think that's the last of them. So those were the two clips. One with the aftermarket exhaust, one with the stock exhaust. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is there a big difference between the two? Is it worth investing in the tons of money for an aftermarket exhaust? Me personally, whilst I was on the bike, I really felt the difference. It's not as rumbly, it's not as deep. The bass is completely gone in the lower revs, but I'll be interested to see what the microphones have actually picked up and whether or not there was a big difference. But yeah, that's it guys. The Graves slip-ons versus the stock exhaust on the Yamaha R1 2007. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.